Howdy folks, this is Shane. Today we're unboxing my very first 4K camera. This is the Sony FDR AX5 III. If you haven't seen my other unboxing videos, I'll post a link to the playlist in the cards. While we unbox this, I'll give you an explanation of why I bought it and why I swapped this for the DSLR camera that I recently put a video up for. So let's get into it. I have my huge kitchen knife. Let's get into it. One of the reasons I wanted to swap this over for the Canon DSLR camera that I just purchased was because I felt like the tracking on a DSLR just wasn't great for video mode. It takes phenomenal photos, but in video mode, I found it just a little bit too clunky for me. Personally, I'm using two Canon XA20 video cameras right now. I love them. They stay in focus nice and easily. I don't have any problems with it sort of swaying back and forth. For that reason alone, I would just want to go back to a video camera. No interchangeable lenses, nothing like that, just nice and simple. So as you can see, I've just opened the box. We have a Sony, what is this? Accessories guide right here, which is pretty cool. We have instructions in, wow, lots of different languages. This is insane. Why would they just not put a CD in here? It'd be 20 cents. This would have to cost more than 20 cents. Crazy. And here we go, the big unveil. Boom. Here we go. Let's start with all the boring stuff first. Power lead. Nothing exciting there. We have a USB cable. Awesome. We also have a HDMI cable. This is one of the reasons I didn't like the DSLR. It doesn't come with any accessories, or very few accessories. It didn't even come with one of these HDMI cables, which cost nothing. That's a good thing, Sony. Keep doing this. That's awesome. We also have an AC adapter. Yes, if you buy a Canon DSLR, or maybe some other brands, they don't come with an AC adapter. They come with a battery charger. If you're a video guy, that could be very, very frustrating if you can't just run it on AC from your house, for example. For me, I shoot a lot of YouTube videos almost every day, so I just want to have it hooked up to the power as opposed to always running it off battery. That's one thing I think DSLRs tend to fail me a little bit. And we have a battery. I like these Sony batteries. I've had another Sony video camera for years. I actually have two CX110s. They were some of the first SD card 1080p cameras, and they're great. And the batteries haven't changed a whole lot in that time. Very cool. And now the camera. I'm not sure what that music was that I just sung, but anyway, let's do it. Here we go. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm going to zoom in now and show you how it looks a little closer. All right, here it is. Awesome. It's a good size. It's about half the size of my XA20 video cameras. I'll show you a comparison at the end here. But basically, it looks the business. I got quite large hands too, so it's a little deceiving, but it's quite chunky, but not too big. It actually feels really great in the hand. There's a couple of things on this that do feel a little flimsy. I had a chance to play with one of these in the shop, and I have to say, this particular door doesn't feel great. It's probably going to leave that open most of the time, and this door on the top also felt pretty crappy. But with that top panel aside, which I guess is supposed to feel like that, it feels kind of flimsy, but it's the way that it is. I thought the other one in the shop was broken, but it's exactly the same. And we also have the shoe mount here thing, so we can put on either a different microphone or some kind of adapter there. I'm going to use this most likely with my Zoom H1 recorder, and also a Rode wireless pack, which I haven't got just yet. My Sennheiser one died. It's time to upgrade. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see if the battery actually has any charge straight out of the box. Ooh. No, it has no charge. That's a shame. It doesn't actually have any charge. I was hoping to show you what some of the on-screen options were, but we might come back to that once I've had a good chance to use it. Although I can't show you the on-screen options because the battery is completely flat, what I'm going to do is plug this in, replace the overhead camera with this new camera, and show you how they look side by side against the Canon XA20, which is roughly twice the price, or it used to be, maybe not anymore. Well, let's do it. Let's just do a quick comparison now between the Canon XA20, which is this camera right here, and the Sony AX53, which is this camera right here. So hopefully you get a good sense of how they both look. I can see both cameras are tracking my face, hopefully pretty well. I can see a box on both. The Sony camera seems to have a much brighter LED screen. I could probably maybe tweak that in the settings on this particular camera, the Canon, but I'm not 100% certain if I can do that or not. Even though the Sony is slightly further back than the Canon and slightly zoomed in, I can still see the screen a whole lot easier. It has way more brightness and contrast, I think. One of the downsides of the Sony 4K camera, which isn't a downside for most people, but for guys like me, I can't just plug a microphone like this just straight into it. I'd need an adapter, or I'd need to run it through something else. For that said, for multiple camera angles, I can just take the audio from my Canon and overlay it over the Sony, which is what I'm doing right now. If you want to see future videos about this camera and how it looks and how it sounds and all that kind of stuff, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell as well for future notifications from my channel. Thanks again for watching. Catch you all soon. See ya.